What's up, guys? Welcome to this new videos about the Total.js flow components. Yes, we are still learning the flow components because it's the foundation of everything in flow components, in flow programming. In this video, I'm going to dive deeper into how to create custom components. In the last video, what we did was this component, the uppercase component. It was very nice, very good. We had an issue, and let me try to raise the last issue we had, try to fix it if possible, and we continue with another component with more advanced features. Okay, and step by step we are going to make it happen. We are going to be very good in creating very complex components to cover and to meet the requirements of any project you want to do with Total.js flow. Okay, this component was like this. It is uppercase. It means it takes a string in the input and outputs this string into uppercase, the uppercase. So let me try. As I said, if you try to double click on it, we don't have some settings for these components. We are going, in this video we are going to add some settings, how to add settings into a components, but let me test it out. If we click here, we have a message, error message here, invalid input, expected a string. Alright, let me see what is not good here. It means that the trigger sent an invalid output. We see here we have a string, but here we said it is number. Let us put it now into string and save. If we try to run, we have a good result now. Everything is now into uppercase. Well, but what if we try to put something like a number? Let me say a number like this and send it. Oh, it says that data.uppercase is not a function. What does it mean really? It means that we are not checking before we apply the method, and this is very dangerous. This is not a secure code. So what we are going to do is to fix it before we continue. Here, last time we saw how to create a component. It is a declarative form. We declare whatever you want, the behavior and metadata of the component. Metadatas are name, icon, author, version, group, config, okay, input, outputs, and also we have export.make, which can define the behavior, functional behavior of your component. Okay, and in this message handler, we try to verify if there is any message in. If there is no any message in, we try to say expected a string. But this is not enough, because if we don't verify if it is a string, we are going to put, for example, to call the two uppercase function into a number, for example, and have an error like we saw right now. So what I need to do is check if the data, the string we have in the input, is exactly a string. If not a string, we raise an error and we exit the function. So how we do that? I can say if like that. If type of, okay, because we want to check the type of the data, and it's different from a string. Okay, if it is different from string, what we need to do is to send a message, error message. Okay, and we send it into error output. The message is going to be something like invalid output. Input must be a string. Okay, let's say input must be a string. Very simply like that. Okay, and I return. If I say that, it means that I try to exit the function. It is not going to continue and send it or call this function, which is going to raise and stop and block our code. So I think that it is okay. Let us start to save and test it out. We keep the 8 and number, so to challenge our component, and we send. As you can see, it writes here, input must be a string. Now we have a secure code. But now what is the problem? Maybe we need also to put a string into lowercase, or transform a string into something like a slug, or capitalize a string, or whatever, okay, or remove some diacritics characters in the string. How we do that? Okay, we don't have to create a component for each method we want to do. So we can imagine a component that we can customize. We have a setting to choose the string operation or the string method we want to apply on the string. So we are going to enhance to update this component, or maybe we create a new component which gives which we are going to give the capability to choose new methods, different methods, depending on the case. Okay, so let us try to edit this component. No, I try to copy it. I copy everything. Okay, and I try to create a new component. As usual, we're going to meet this template. Okay, but we don't need it, so I'm going to replace everything so that we continue with new component, with the last component. How we do that? First, we need to add a variable that is going to allow people to select, the user to select the type of method or string method he wants to apply on the string. So I am going to say method, and we give a default value. Okay, default value can be like lowercase, like lower, like that. Okay, make it simple. And yes, we try to check this method and switch it according to the value of the method. We try to apply the corresponding string method. How we do that? I'm going to put a switch case. Okay, let me remind you that whenever you try to create a function like that, a component, we have export.make, which is giving us the instance of the component, but not only the instance of the component, but also the config. It means a copy of that what we specify here. Okay, what we specify here can also be updated, and we're going to see it in this video too. It can be updated because what we see here is just a default value of our configuration. These default values will be copied whenever we try to submit the component. Okay, so what we do is make a switch from the config config.method. Okay, and we have the case lower, which is going to will consist of sending into the output the data dot to lowercase. I know that I hope that you know all these things about JavaScript, because maybe some of you may not know what it means, but if you can Google it or you ChatGPT, you can understand what I'm doing. Okay, you can send the output like that, and don't forget to break it. Okay, and let us try to do the same thing here. We don't want to waste time typing too much. Okay, if the method is upper, then we try to put to uppercase. Okay, we do same for slug, if the users choose a slug, for example, we are going to send, okay. Yes, of course, we may not, if you are new to Total.js, you will be surprised that we call this function here, because JavaScript doesn't have a method called slug like that. This is part of the Total.js prototype, because what I said in the last video in the code component is that we have a very powerful toolkit from the Total.js. Okay, if you go to the documentation, okay, sorry, I have a very poor phone internet connection, but it is going to be alright. If you go to Total.js 4 and scroll down into prototypes, okay, we have prototypes for request, for response, and we have some for string. Okay, it is some kind of a way to extend the capabilities of the string object of JavaScript. So if you scroll down, you will see a slug function here. Okay, the slug function, it is able to generate a slug from any string. That is why I can allow myself to call it here without any problem. But if you are using another library like Express, make sure that you extend or you use your own function to generate the slug. And what else? Let me say media. Okay, or search. Okay, because there are a special formatting for search strings, and Total.js also they can have this here. It is called to search. Okay, the to search function is able to take any string and replace the spaces, replace everything until we have a searchable string. Okay, let us put something like to search here. Make it simple. This way, if I save my component, we have a component, new component here. But sorry, I forgot to update the name of the function. How do I know which function? Okay, this is the new function we created. I'm going to call it string methods. Okay, yes, now we see a new function here called string methods. Okay, you can call your function whatever you want. I didn't want to call it string operation because we already have string operation component here. Okay, but it is not enough. Normally I should be able to double click on it and open up a settings panel and select the string operation I want to apply, but I don't have it for now. How I do that? Okay, let me right click and click on edit again. We are going to add it after the readme tag. It can be before this. It doesn't make sense to it doesn't matter if you put it before or after the readme tag. Okay, let me say settings. Yes, it is settings, and what I need to do here is put some HTML input components, where how we define the components or the design of the input form we need in the settings panel. How we do that? We need to think of a library called componentator. Okay, componentator, I'm going to make a special video series, okay, to explain how it works, but what we need is just some inputs. Okay, so if we type input here, we see many types of inputs. We'll be interested in input, okay, in this component. This is what we need. We need something like here. We click and we select a string operation, or here we select something like that. How we do that? We can copy something here, like this part. Okay, I can copy it and get back here and put it here. Nice. And we start modifying things in order to read the default value from the config here, because these settings we want to connect it to the component config. Okay, so that we can update the value of the method here, and from the method we apply the corresponding method. Interesting, right? How we do that? I have to put something like that. Okay, question mark dot method. Okay, this is the path of the component. It means that the value of the component will be read from this path. Read write also, because the component is also to write things like that. It is something like the data binding of Angular or React, whatever. Okay, now the component name is input. The placeholder is just choose a method. We are not going to call it a framework. Choose a method. Okay, and the desource, it means the selectable list. Okay, how we do that? We are going to put some key values directly here, because we don't have them too much. We need upper to write. Let me say upper, and this character is going to be upper case. Okay, and I put a comma like that. This is a comma separated list, so I need to put lower, because we still have lower, but we need to make it possible to. Okay, and what is next? It is log, right? It is key value. Okay, when we do that, this kind of list, it is key value, because the browser is going to Total.js UI library is going to pass it into key value. That's how we do it here. So this is the value, and lastly what we need to do is the search. If you feel that I'm too slow, you can speed up the video and watch it better. And this is the label of our input. I think that for now, if we save, it is okay. It is just like that we need. Okay, if we right double click on it, now you can see this, and it is nice. We have our input and everything here. Nice, but it doesn't look good, right? Let me try to put it in some kind of paddings. If I edit it and get back to this part, I can say put the div like this. Okay, because if you don't have some paddings, it is not going to look like nice. Okay, yes, now we have the padding, but at least it is too wide. Okay, we don't want it to take the entire width of the panel. Maybe we want it to take half the width of the panel. How we do that? We can easily make it happen. This is something like the bootstrap reading, but differently. Okay, how I do that? I can say, for example, put a grid 2 here. Okay, it means it is going to have 2 columns for our panel. Okay, I can cut and paste it here. Okay, have a good formatting so that the code can look nice. Now if I right click you see that we have one element and the width of the element is just half the, okay. Now if we want to output is any slug, we click on slug like that and we apply. Let us try to test it if it is going to work. If I clone it like that, we right click and remove the connection, we create a new connection to the new component, we save. We need something to print it, right? So we drag and drop two print components. Let us make it quick, okay? And I click to test it. Okay, input must be a string. Okay, let me rectify things here. If I get back to string and put a custom message like hello world, I save and click. As you can see, we have everything into uppercase. So why it puts it in uppercase while I have chosen slug? It means there is something not working fine here that I need to, yes, I should remove this. Okay, let me remove this. It should work now. If I click on run, yes, it puts everything into slug like that. If I want to format it for string, for searching, I can click on run and you will see it works like that. Okay, like for example the double L is going to be 1L. Okay, if I choose something like lowercase, it works too. Nice, right? So thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much. In the next video I'm going to get deeper into more complex components so that we step by step learn how to create our own components and, most important, contribute by publishing them to the community and everything. Thanks for watching. Bye.